were originated from the black hole, from the center of the black hole. And this Big Bang theory made many progress, and also the scientists, apart from scientists, some philosophers also started thinking about that the concept of black hole and the Big Bang first came in the mind of our great poet Rabindranath Tagore. So way back in perhaps you know that Rabindranath Tagore won the Nobel Prize in 1913, and on the very next year, in 1914, he was in Kashmir, on Jhelum and Dal Lake connecting point. He was staying there for some days in a houseboat with his fellow colleague and the poet. His name was Satyendranath Datta. And I'll tell you what happened that time. Rabindranath Tagore traveled around the world, and he met many people, and he read many books, starting from the very beginning of his career. But it was 1914, just 1 year after he got his Nobel Prize. In Kashmir, he was in Dal Lake with his colleague, actually his junior poet. His name was Satyendranath Datta. The darkness was falling at the end of the day. The shadow was lengthening. The water of the lake was getting darker and darker. And he said that, look, Satyen, don't you feel that it is something that could have been seen in the beginning of the creation? Satyendranath also became very much inquisitive. He said that, tell me the story. And he said that I believe in the past, in the very beginning of creation, millions and millions of years ago, nothing was there. Long before the earth was born, nothing was there. All the objects were concentrated in a darkness. Objects means the light, the material, and the speed. He wrote a poem on that, sitting on the houseboat. Then his name is Balaka. I would ask my students to read in Sanchayita that Balaka poem, where he actually first explained the story, secrets of the origin of the universe. মনে হলো সৃষ্টি যেন স্বপ্নে চায় কথা কহিবারে, বলিতে পারে না স্পষ্ট করি, অব্যক্ত ঘড়ির পুঞ্জ অন্ধকারে উঠেছে গুমর. What does it mean? In Bengali he said, মনে হলো সৃষ্টি যেন স্বপ্নে চায় কথা কহিবারে.
So the source for this story is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's writings and speeches, volunteers, edited, Vasant Moon, Bombay Education Department of Maharashtra. Dear children, Dr. Bhim Rao Ambedkar, who lived from 1891 to 1956, is considered the father of the Indian Constitution and is also the best known leader of the Dalits. Dr. Ambedkar fought for the rights of the Dalit community. He was born into the Mahar caste, which was considered untouchable. The Mahars were poor, owned no land, and children born to them also had to do the work their parents did. They lived in spaces outside the main village and were not allowed into the village. Dr. Ambedkar was the first person from his caste who completed his college education and went to England to become a lawyer. He encouraged Dalits to send their children to school and college. He also urged Dalits to take on different kinds of government jobs in order to move out of the caste system. He led many efforts of Dalits to gain entry into the temple. Later in his life, he converted to Buddhism in his search for a religion that treated all members equally. Dr. Ambedkar believed that Dalits must fight the caste system and work towards a society based on respect, not just just for a few, but for all persons. So, dear children, despite the children offering money, the cartman refused them. Why? How did people at the station discriminate against Dr. Ambedkar and his brother? How do you think Dr. Ambedkar felt as a child when he saw the station master's reaction to his statement that they were Mahars? Have you ever experienced prejudice or witnessed an incident of discrimination? How did this make you feel? Imagine how difficult it would be if people could not move easily from one place to another. How insulting and hurtful it is to have people move away, refuse to touch you, or allow you to drink water from the same source as they do. This small incident shows how a simple task of going from one place to another in a cart was not available to the children, even though they could pay the money. All the cartmen at the station refused to take the children. They acted in a discriminatory manner. So clearly, as this story shows us, caste-based discrimination is not only limited to preventing Dalits from undertaking certain economic activities, but it also denies them the respect and dignity given to others. In addition to the lower caste being discriminated against, there are also various other communities that are subject to discrimination, striving for equality. The struggle for freedom from British rule also included within it the struggle of large groups of people who not only fought against the British but also fought to be treated more equally. Dalits, women, tribals, and peasants fought against the inequalities they experienced in their lives. As pointed out earlier, many Dalits organized themselves